The title of today's class is The 9 Secrets of Mental Detoxification. The 9 Secrets of Mental Detoxification. First thing I'll do is just tell you what these toxins are. So it's really a new field. It's never been called that before. The mental toxins. I'm going to be talking about the 9 mental toxins, and these are interpersonal toxins. There are other kind of toxins. Well, we all know about the physical toxins that happen. You might have mercury poisoning from your teeth, or you may have lead poisoning. There's so many toxins that we get from the environment, the pesticides that are on the foods. We all know that this is adding to an early demise, early death, cancer, diabetes. A lot of these are related to toxins in the environment, but it's particularly cancers, very strongly so. Particularly cancers are related to different toxins. There are toxins, and more as time goes by, we find more and more toxins. We find that the carpets, we always all had carpets, and then we find out that carpets were toxic, that there were different fumes coming up from the carpets that were toxic. So we keep finding new ones. For a long time, I mean, people in the farms, our farmers who do such important work for all of us, I mean, they were using ways to help prevent the bugs from eating up the crops, and that was toxic. So we found, and then of course we've known for a long time with the air, the pollution of the air from cars and factories, and it turns out we were getting poisoned all the time, and so we started getting all Alzheimer's. And then some people say, well, the Alzheimer's is because of the toxicity of aluminum, and what facilitates the absorption of aluminum with fluoride. So they would say, well, the fluoride that's good for your teeth facilitates absorption of the aluminum in your brain. It's good for your teeth, but bad for your brain, leading to Alzheimer's. We're seeing epidemics of Alzheimer's. I mean, most families either have a family member who has Alzheimer's or know somebody with it, and it's related to toxins. So we all understand toxins. We understand how dangerous it is, the disease that it causes. I don't think there's anybody over the age of 30 who doesn't know somebody with cancer. I just don't think that's possible. There was a time when that wasn't the case. Well, you might not know anybody. Say 50 years ago, you might not know anyone who's had cancer. And the heart disease and the toxins that contribute to cardiovascular disease are a huge killer. So this is being studied, and the general public knows about the toxicity of the environment. Absolutely. It's known, it's well documented. You don't have to convince anybody of it. That will lead to an early death. We know that. We also know that there's certain negative emotions. For example, we know that people who are more prone to anger have more heart attacks, more strokes. So we know that anger, rage, resentment is toxic. We know this, well documented in many studies, the toxicity of negative emotions. So we're going to be talking about 9 of these mental toxins that will destroy your life, just as much as lead poisoning or mercury toxicity or pesticides or air pollution. These 9 mental toxins will destroy your life, not only lead to an early demise, but really ruin the quality of your life right from the beginning. See, a lot of these other physical toxins, let's say you're getting lead poisoning. Well, you could be very happy for a long time, not even knowing you have lead poisoning. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're diagnosed with some fatal disease. But you've had some good years of feeling happy and productive and satisfied in your life. But the mental toxins ruin your life and end your life. So right away with the mental toxin, I'm miserable now, and I'm miserable tomorrow, and I was miserable yesterday. And then you have the early death on top of it. So the mental toxins cause more suffering than even the physical toxins. Think about that. You can have, for instance, a lot of people had these amalgams that had mercury in it. You weren't upset. You didn't feel any pain. The dentist put that in there. You might not like that, but as soon as he was done, you had no pain. The next day, the next year, for many years, you felt fine. Then later on, it started causing problems, a lot of problems. We know that it's a toxin. But let's say you have one of these mental toxins that I'm going to be talking about, these 9 mental toxins. These are the interpersonal toxins. You're not fine. You're going to be miserable right from the get-go. So let me review what they are, the 9 mental toxins that we're going to be talking about today. And basically, we're going to be talking about how to transform toxins of death to tokens of life.